Hello everyone, I am Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English channel. In our today's video, we are trying to address a very important critical issue for the Indian Air Force. Why do you think Indian Air Force even today continues to fly its older aircrafts like MiG-21 or Jaguars, right? You must be wondering this question because I am. Right, so let us find this one out. The notes of this session, if you want to download them, you can download them from the Telegram channel known as ATS Live. So open your Telegram app. On the top right hand corner, you'll find a search bar. Click on it and write ATS Live. You'll find the channel. But you have problems in locating this channel, you can also scan this QR code. Once you find the channel, subscribe it if you still haven't, and you can download the notes, okay? So let us start by understanding why are we discussing older aircrafts of the Indian Air Force, particularly this aircraft that is the Jaguar fighter aircraft, which is a British and French origin aircraft, right? Now recently an unfortunate flying incident happened, and because of that an IAF Jaguar plane, it crashed in the Churu district, and unfortunately it led to the deaths of two pilots who were flying it. And this was not the first crash of Jaguar aircraft in this year. Earlier in the month of March, it crashed in the city of Ambala in Haryana, and a month later on in April, it crashed in the city of Gujarat, that is Jamnagar. And all in all, in the last 10 years, at least 12 Jaguar crashes have happened in India. So the big question you must be wondering, despite certain incidents or crashes, why is India flying a 47-year-old aircraft, right? There are very good reasons for it, okay? But the next question is, why are we dealing with a fighter aircraft, particularly for a UPSC style video? Well, you'll be surprised to know, in the last 2 years, questions have appeared on the fighter or the normal aircrafts of the Indian Air Force. Case in point in this 2024 question. Which of these three aircrafts can be considered as a fifth generation aircraft? So the ones who answer it, or the ones who know the answer, please let me know in the comment section what is the correct answer. Similarly, this year also there was a question regarding the different kinds of an aircraft that Indian Air Force have and what are their roles in the operational guidelines of the Indian Air Force. Similarly, if you know the answer of this question also, do let me know in the comments. But let's discuss why are we covering Jaguar aircraft today and what are the important features of Jaguar aircraft. Now, Jaguar aircraft, it was designed jointly by French and British, and it was developed in the decades of 1960s, and it came to be manufactured by a company known as CSAT, which was a joint collaboration between a French company Breguet and British Aircraft Corporation. Now, earlier Jaguar was conceived to be a trainer aircraft. Trainer aircraft basically are the aircraft that are used to train the pilots once they are handed the controls or before they are handed the controls of the full-fledged fighter jets, right? But ultimately, Jaguar came to be evolved as a very important tactical support aircraft which can quite precisely drop the bombs in enemy territories. Now, it took its first flight in 1968. So basically, this is a 47-year-old aircraft we are talking about. Now, Jaguar has many important features. First of all, it is powered by two engine, which is manufactured by a British company Rolls-Royce, and it altogether provides the thrust of 22.75 kilonewtons. To put things in perspective, Rafale fighter aircrafts produce thrust of 75 kilonewtons, whereas Sukhoi 30 MKI, that is India's mainstay fighter aircraft, it produces the thrust of 123 kilonewtons. So by comparing other fighter aircrafts, you can safely say that the engine of Jaguar aircraft is somewhat overpowered, right? Or underpowered, sorry for that. Now, the top speed of Jaguar aircraft is 1.6 Mach, which is 1.6 times the speed of sound. Similarly, it can fly as high as 46,000 feet above the sea level, and it is equipped with guns, that is 30 millimeters, 2 guns, and 7 hardpoints. Hardpoints in a fighter aircraft are the points where you can attach missiles and weapons, right? So it has 7 hardpoints, which enables it to carry bombs and missiles, 7 in numbers total, right? Now, this was procured by India in 1978 after it signed a deal with the Britishers, and this included the first 40 aircraft which we received in the flyby condition. These were manufactured in different countries and were flown into India. But after that, the next set of aircrafts, they were manufactured in India by the Hindustan Aeronauticals Limited under the license from the parent company. And altogether, India inducted more than 160 of these aircrafts in different configuration. And till today, as per the recent report 115 of these Jaguar aircrafts remain in service, right? So you can understand this is a 47-year-old aircraft and we still are operating 115 of them. So there must be a good reason, right? There is actually. What are those reasons? Let's find out. Now, first reason is that we have extensively used these aircraft in our wars with Pakistan. Similarly, other countries have also used it in Mauritania, Chad, Iraq and Bosnia. These aircraft for India, they are also meant to carry nuclear weapons. So it is a very important component of India's nuclear triad. Although this aircraft has been retired from all the other air forces, but the notable exception here is the Indian Air Force. And as I've told you, we still continue to operate 115 of these aircrafts, minus the 3 aircraft that have crashed recently. So basically, this number stands at 112 of Jaguar aircrafts, which are currently in operation with Indian Air Force and will continue to remain in operation until what is expected about 2040. So what are the reasons? Now let's find out. First reason is that Indian Air Force is witnessing delays in the procurement of new aircrafts. Now you understand, to deal with the twin challenges of rivals like China and Pakistan, the Indian Air Force sanctioned strength is 42 squadrons. The squadron of an air force means it consists of 18 fighter aircrafts and 2 trainer aircrafts, right? So we require to effectively deal with our 2 enemies, we require to have at least 42 squadrons of the fighter aircrafts. But currently, the Indian Air Force is operating only 31 of these fighter squadrons. Now the problem is that Indian Air Force is witnessing delay when it comes to procuring of the new aircrafts. Now we have 2 options in that regard. We can either buy these aircrafts from foreign countries, but it would do away with the policy of the government that says promoting self-reliance or Atmanirbhar Bharat policy, right? So the other operation that we has, or the other option that we have, is to make these aircrafts in India itself. And for that, we have a very good alternative, that is Tejas light combat aircraft. But the procurement of these Tejas aircraft also has faced quite a significant delays, as originally it was expected that once we procure enough Tejas aircraft, they will replace all the Jaguars and MiG-21. But now you understand, because of engine issues, because of technological development iterations, we are witnessing delays even in the procurement of our domestic manufactured aircraft. So this is the first problem. First of all, you don't have the requisite amount of fighter aircrafts and you're facing delays even in procurement of new aircraft. So how can you retire even the aircraft that you have right now? Otherwise, will be left out with even less amount of squadrons, right? So this is the first problem faced by Indian Air Force. Second problem is the importance of Jaguar in the operational role of the Indian Air Force. Now, Jaguar in Indian configuration is meant to act as a deep penetration aircraft which even has the ability to carry nuclear weapons. So you can say when it comes to our ability to hit nuclear weapons through the medium of air, it forms a very important part of the nuclear triad. Similarly, it can fly at a very low altitude, which gives it the ability to hit tactically the enemy territories, and also despite its outdated and underpowered engine, this Jaguar aircraft has received numerous updates when it comes to their avionics, radar systems, targeting systems, making it quite an effective aircraft even today. Although Jaguar aircraft is a 3rd generation aircraft, but once it got updated with the latest configuration, it became quite potent. And this latest update is called as Darren 3rd update, which includes installing it Israeli origin radar and an American origin Sidewinder missiles, right? Now, because of these modification, it is expected that these modified Jaguar aircraft, 60 in number, they will continue to remain in service up till 2040. And their role in Indian Air Force's operation readiness is so crucial that it was used as recently as in May 2025 when we conducted Operation Sindoor. Understood its role. Now, another aspect that contributes to its continued use is its cost efficiency and reduced maintenance. First of all, it has the ability that you can entirely change the engine of this aircraft in as low as 30 minutes. So therefore, it provides our Air Force with high operational readiness. Similarly, it comes with a very low operating cost as compared to modern aircrafts. So when we can't have modern aircrafts, we can use these aircraft at a significantly lower cost. And earlier, Indian Air Force retired 40 of these Jaguars in 2018, and Indian Air Force is using the spare parts of these retired Jaguars to maintain the operational readiness of these Jaguars which are currently in operation service, right? So this is how Indian Air Force has used this opportunity, that when it is facing problems in procuring newer aircrafts, it is using the parts of retired aircraft to make the current aircrafts more functional, okay? Now the next big question is that I want you to answer is that, as I've told you, Jaguar remains in service due to different circumstances. First is the strategic necessity. Second is the bottlenecks that has led to procurement delays, right? But this continued use of this Jaguar aircraft highlights that we are facing a systemic issue. First issue is relating to defense acquisition, and second is the development of an indigenous alternative, right? So now Indian Air Force has two options available. To match its required strength of 42 squadrons, it can either buy an aircraft from foreign country like Rafale or like any fifth generation fighter aircraft from either Russia or US, or the another alternative that Indian Air Force has is to make a fighter aircraft of its own, primarily the AMCA project. Right. So what do you think is the right option for us? Should we procure more aircrafts from countries like US or France or Russia, or should we make our own? Because you understand both of them have different trade-offs. If you buy these aircrafts from foreign country, it will obviously set back your principle of Atmanirbhar or self-reliant India, right? But if you make your own aircraft, you obviously will have a better technology, but it will require about decades of time, right? So what do you think is a better option for us? Do let me know in the comments. And the ones who answer it correctly, I will give your comments a thumbs up. And I'm also talking about the PYQs. Now I also have a practice question that I've curated exactly on the UPSC pattern, but you understand we cover these topics in great detail in our science and tech lectures, which are taken over in the resolution batches, right? Now, especially for the students who are looking to give exams in 2026, now you can still take admissions to this resolution 2026 batch, which is going to start from 15th of July. Please pay a very close attention to what I'm saying right now. You only have about 10 months amount of time, so you require right guidance. And we at StudyIQ, to our students and resolution batches, we provide you exactly the same. You are provided with one-to-one mentorship, where mentors in StudyIQ, they are available for your doubt solving 24 hours. You can even message them late in the night or early in the evening or early in the morning. They'll reply you as soon as they can. Now, these benefits are available, but only to the students who take admissions to these resolution batches. We also have batches available for 2027 and 28, so you can choose accordingly whenever you want to give this exam. But please remember, when you are taking the admission, do not forget to add the code ATS Live, because this code helps you save the money and you'll get admission in Diamond Batch for as low as 27,999. If you have any problem, there's a number that you can contact, 9240231070. Please do tell them that Ankit sir is referred to you and let them know to use the code, because it will help you save the money, right? Now coming back to the practice question, with reference to India's defense, consider the following types. You are required to answer this question. Basically, it wants you to identify what roles do Jaguar, MiG-21 and HAL Tejas play in India's Air Force, right? Please do let me know what is the correct answer, and the ones who answer it correctly, you'll receive a thumbs up from my side. And if you want to download the notes, they will be available on this Telegram channel, ATS Live. Okay, so please go to this channel, download the notes, and we'll see each other again. Please have a very good night.